The 1950s was a time when cars became longer and wider. The United States was enjoying a post-war economy, and car manufacturers wanted to cash in on those times. Car designers drew inspiration from the transportation industry, which used ideas from both planes and trains. Auto production in the U.S. exceeded all other nations put together several times over. Both Ford and GM produced their 50 millionth vehicle during the 1950s, and they had huge profits. The Great Depression of the 1930s and the war during the 1940s caused an explosion in car manufacturing during the 1950s. The decade gave way to some of the most outlandish cars ever made. The 1950s was also the jet age, and it captured the interest of the American public. Auto designers took ordinary cars to a whole new level with wings, turbines, and afterburner taillights. Tail fins and chrome became the norm, and they were in high demand. These new designs were appealing to the older and younger generations. Cars had never looked like this before, and they were also getting faster. In the world of luxury cars, Cadillac pulled ahead of the competition. They became a symbol of wealth and achievement. As rock and roll came onto the scene, even Elvis had his very own Cadillac. Soon drive-in diners and movie theaters became the place to be to show off your new fabulous ride. There were a lot of options in the 50s, and what you had said a lot about who you were. However, the decade wasn't without failures. In 1957, the Ford Edsel hit the market following a lot of hype. Consumers flocked to the dealerships to be wowed by something that they had never seen, but sales were instantly sluggish. Unfortunately, the car wasn't much different than what was already out on the market, and the car never really had a hold on consumers. Performance during the 1950s became more and more appealing as the decade moved on. When Chevrolet unveiled the Corvette in 1953, it was different because it was a two-seater fiberglass car. In the beginning, people didn't really know what to think, but it soon became a popular sports car like no other. The average cost of a new car in 1950 was about $1,510, and by the end of the decade, it was $2,200. A Corvette in 1958 would set you back $3,631, while a Cadillac in 1959 came with a hefty price tag of $5,400. Gas prices in the 1950s ranged from an average of 27 cents to 30 cents a gallon. People began cruising their new cars more and more than ever before, and it was all just part of the American dream. The decade also gave rise to an increase in manufacturing cars in Italy, Germany, France, Britain, and Japan. They were coming out with new car models, and many of them were faster and more luxurious than previous models. All of these cars meant that people had a little bit more freedom. They took people places that they never could have imagined, and they paved the way for cars in the future. Do you have a favorite car from the 1950s? Feel free to let us know in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for watching.
Back in Tupelo in 1935, baby boy who rocked the world, whose rhythm came alive. Here comes the king. Stand aside. Here comes the king. Here comes the king. Stand aside. Stand aside. His guitar in hand, up front in the band. Here comes the king. 19 years old in Memphis, Tennessee. Sam and son, so it's something come to be. Here comes the king. Stand aside. Here comes the king. Here comes the king. Stand records never get old. Here comes the king. Stand aside. Here comes the king. Here comes the king. Stand aside. Stand aside. With guitar in hand, up front in the band. Here comes the king.
Bad news and high heels made me go off the rails. But one look at her, she's oh so fine. I know I've got to make her mine. She's just my kind, I can't get her off my mind. She's my kind of woman, I need her so. Yeah, my kind of woman, I can't let her go. 5 feet of dynamite will keep me dancing through the night. You know, a black cat got nothing on a lucky man. Saturday night. Saturday night. New shirt, new shoes, no room for oversight. Well, I'll be cooler than James Dean, and she'll be hotter than Marilyn. When there's electric in the air, you better be prepared. She's my kind of woman, I need her so. Yeah, my kind of woman, I can't let her go. 5 feet of dynamite will keep me dancing through the night. You know, a black cat got nothing on a lucky man.